5 Grand Slam championships.
And her fourth final of a Grand Slam this year.
Quite
what an amazing effort.
Absolutely. Think about getting the final one. You have to make 6 victories to get into that 7th game, a grinding 2-week tournament trail, or match trail to get to the final. She's done it 4 times in the tension-filled Grand Slams.
And for me as a player, it's always very interesting to note what players are doing early in the match, and that includes the very first point. And what I see from Maria Sharapova is exactly how she started against Mauresmo yesterday, trying to attack on everything.
And I'd like you, Renee, to take a close look at the service in motion of Henin tonight, see if there's anything that's a little different, or if she's sticking with this current style, which is by all accounts, because of the back problems which do bother her, this serve is designed to relieve some of that. There's that beautiful backhand for a winner.
Maria Sharapova, it's vital for her to get the ball deeper to the backhand tonight so that she's not doing a lot of the running. But I actually found out a little information. There's not a lot of the service motion changes from any injury. She decided that she thought she wanted to make it a little bit more explosive and a little bit more compact. Kind of along the style of an Andy Roddick, the way he takes his racket up above his head. But Andy Roddick's a very different commodity compared to Justine Henin, about 6 inches. At least.
In other words, it might not be appropriate for her that it's just because he's doing it with his size difference, his height difference, doesn't make sense? Or what are you saying about that?
Andy Roddick gets an amazing knee bend into his serve, goes up a huge amount and gets a lot of extension into his serve, and he is very tall, so that helps. Not so much for Henin.
Well, 2 break points to start.
I'm seeing a very composed Maria Sharapova, not overplaying, staying within herself, knowing that she has the bigger game as far as the ground strokes are concerned. You heard her say at the start of the match, I want to be patient. But being patient and being aggressive is almost, you want to do the both of them, especially early on. She wants to establish that she's going to hit the big shots when she gets the opportunity. And if she was watching that match yesterday, Tim, she'll be going after the second serve.
Backhand from Henin to wipe out one of the breakers.
Four. And a good serve. Maria's most difficult shot, obviously, is her forehand. That's the one that breaks down a little bit. She likes to flip the racket into the left hand sometimes when she's on the run. She doesn't want to be on the run a lot tonight.
Long forehand from Maria to Deuce. These players haven't played each other since early in the year, and lots happened since then. They both had some injuries to deal with, not serious ones, but nagging things. The last time they played was in Dubai. That's a tournament that's very early in the year. 7-5, 6-2 for Henin, and at the Australian Open that begins the year, apart from a couple of tune-ups for it, in the semifinals, the 3-setter that Renee talked about at the Australian Open, won by Justine. So she gets herself 3 points in a row now and a game point.
First.
Sound from Maria in that first game. A little unusual.
I'm sure that will come.
Oh, I'm sure. We all expect it. And Henin with a little alley at the end of it because she climbed out of 2 break points.
Well, I think it's important for Maria not to hang on the baseline too much. If she was watching the match yesterday against Jankovic, who's not known to be a very good volleyer, really pressed Henin from the baseline, forced her into the corners, and eventually found her way into the net. And it caused Henin Arden to make so many forced errors, not unforced errors, but having to go for the passing shot is difficult against anybody, and it doesn't matter if you can volley or not. You see that presence at the net, it tends to make you overhit. So I think it's very important for Maria to come forward when she has the opportunity tonight.
Which she did effectively against Maresma. Good serve helps everything.
Well, we talked about it at the top of the show. It is very important for her to serve well, for the both of them to serve well. They rely heavily on those free points on serve. Both have big serves, up above the hundreds. Many times get up to the 110 region, the both of them quite comfortably. Maria has a problem sometimes with that forehand. When the ball gets a little bit close to her body, she tends to pull off it and not get the racket head through the ball, and sometimes that is her issue on the forehand. So it's important for her to stay loose, keep her feet moving so she can continue with the racket head through the ball, make good contact.
A double fault. 15-30. A little opportunity here for Aryna Arden. They had 2 break points in the first game, and they came back with consecutive points to hold. Baseline in Arden trying to make the drop shot. Yeah, that players look a little tight to me.
That was a little desperation shot, that one. She was well behind the baseline, like you said. Really gave Maria Sharapova a lot of time to see that ball off the racket. And when you know that your opponent can see what you're going to do, puts a lot of pressure on you, hit it perfect. But early in that point, I think Maria Sharapova had an opportunity to come in and put the pressure on Henin, and she did not. Maybe some nerves, like you were saying. But you have to believe in what you have, and you have to believe in your best forehand and coming forward.
Service there for 40-30.
You'll see the players mix the serve around. They'll go for the open spots, they'll go for the wide one down the tee, but often the one that they'll use sometimes is into the body. It really causes your opponent to have no angle on the return. On the screen there is Yuri Sharapova, Maria's father, always intense.
Thank you.
Two double faults in this game. We did talk about how well she served through the tournament, so just have to assume that she doesn't look. It's hard to say when she looks relaxed because she's so focused and so intense. But what I'm seeing here is a tightness, and I think it's reflected in 2 double faults.
Well, I think sometimes you can take your time too much. You lose a little bit of the flow of your serve and the flow of what's going on, and sometimes you take a little bit too long. Your body and your mind start thinking that little bit too much, and I think that's what's happening here. Trying to calm the nerves, but sometimes you gotta let it flow.
Beautiful forehand into the net.
Well, there's no question that the girls are both a little bit nervous. Maria's not getting the ball out of the center of the court there. But having said that, Henin Arden with a shank forehand, you don't see those often. Important for Maria to try and get this game on the board early. Settle the nerves down. Win the service game.
And this is the backhand.
Again, she's been caught a few times with the ball getting too close to her body, and when that happens, that's usually a sign for me that you're not moving your feet as well as you normally would.
Absolutely. So much of this game is about feet. Are you moving them or not? Oh, beautiful forehand drive from Henin Arden. She has a break pointer first.
Well, a good serve, but a better return down the middle of the court forced Maria to really just be able to try and get it back. And Justine Henin Arden up here, just great footwork and attacked that forehand. But as you can see, made the move to come forward afterwards, and that's a sign of confidence.
And the Sharapova service, which has been so solid through the whole tournament, struggling here in her first service game of this championship match. I have a feeling that she'll get over this, but she's got to get through the first game one way or the other. Oh, that's too good for Henin Arden. Sharapova electing to slice back the slice, and she paid that price. Break for Henin Arden and a 2-love lead here in the first.
It wasn't a bad shot. Henin Arden is not known to hit those ones that well, but what she did so well was really make an aggressive move to it early and really go for it and come in behind it. She knows the importance. She's been here before many times and won a lot more Grand Slams than Maria Sharapova. She understands what it takes, and she understands that an early break and getting on top of somebody you've beaten a few times lately, incredibly important. It's almost like Henin Arden always has that sense of urgency about her in every single match. It doesn't matter who it's against or where it is. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Steffi Graf, the way Steffi used to play. It just didn't matter where it was or who it was against. She was out there to play from the very first point.
Her husband, Pierre-Yves, in the orange shirt. Her coach on the left there is Carlos Rodriguez. And with her long time, her coach since the age of 14. It's long.
And again, a little move there from Sharapova. Great forehand, but Justine Henin Arden is one of the best athletes out here on the tour, and she will get that ball back. She will float it down the middle and get herself back into the point. If she knows that somebody's taking a step into the net to possibly take it out of the air, it's going to force her to have to hit a better shot than she wanted to, and we saw that all day yesterday with Jankovic.
About 30, little opportunity here now, second serve. And a miss on the backhand service return. It was right there for her. Wasn't stretched out at all. Again, feet.
Not coming forward, really hesitating and lifting up on every shot that she's missed tonight. Her head's moving away from the ball. She's not staying down through the shot and really turning the shoulders. Tim, you see, she didn't make the move after the forehand. She wanted the winner to be coming from the forehand rather than the mistake from Henin. And that's the little thing. Hopefully she can recognize, you know, maybe I can just go in behind that. I'll hit it better, and I'll force Henin to do something special instead of trying to hit the winner outright from the middle of the court. Against someone as good a mover as Henin, that is difficult to do all the time.
Leo. And Arden got herself out of the above 30 hole. Second serve here. Whoa, nice reaction. That's not her strength, that kind of a play. So well done, Sharapova, for a break point.
What she did here, Tim, is she didn't panic when the ball did come back low. She should have moved in a little bit earlier, but what she did was she used really good hands. Didn't try and force it, just dropped the racket head, used the pace of the ball coming at you. Beautiful pickup from Sharapova.
And Arden got out of a two-breaker situation in the opening service game. Facing one again in the second serve. Sharapova hasn't really gone after the second serves so far.
No, not anything like Jankovic did yesterday, which
No.
forced a lot of double faults.
It's a little better.
He's in the
Break for Sharapova. 2-1, and Arden in the opening set.
But I think getting through that semi-final yesterday against Amelie Mauresmo really has given her a boost in confidence. She lost so many Grand Slam semi-finals the last couple of years. I think that was a big monkey off her back. Well, I think that was a fault, but it's still a big overrule, and the umpire's overrule now, knowing that challenge system is there. And like I said, Lynn Walsh, a very respected umpire, and when she calls that ball, I think the players will give her the benefit of the doubt there. Just back to that fault, it's very interesting because you very rarely see the umpires make an overrule to a linesman now. And I like that. I like the fact that Lynn, even on the biggest stage tonight in the final of a Grand Slam, is willing to still do that. It shows that she's still in control of the match and not relying too much on the technology yet.
That's a very good point, Renee. I agree with that. I mean, they should maintain their authority. The player still has the right to challenge. So I like what you said, and I agree with it. 100%.
Well, I think when it comes to that Jelena Jankovic situation yesterday, if the question is asked tonight of Lynn Welsh, was it in or out, how did you see it? She's going to give an answer that they will trust and not stand there and think, oh, and take all this time. It becomes this dramatic moment.
Big serve from Maria. We had the feeling she was going to get it going here. You don't suddenly lose your serve after serving so well for an entire 2 weeks.
No, Maria Sharapova, as Justine Henin, very much when they get into the rhythm on their serve, that's when they start serving well. I saw Maria play a match here. 6-love, 4-love, 40-love had aced the girl 3 times in the game and then double folded 5 times after that in the same game. So she can lose her rhythm very quickly.
But that hasn't happened in this tournament before her. Now that Sharapova's calling it out. See if she challenges.
I think she's looking at her dad, and see, the thing is, the box down there is kind of sort of towards the baseline. It's not right on the baseline. And she asked her father if that was in, and I think he told her not to challenge because he was right.
All right. Well, that's our shot tracker proving that point. 40-15. And
again, the question asked of Lynn, and she said it's too close for her to make a full decision. If you want to challenge, go ahead.
And Arden, Sharapova knocked that long to 40-30.
Well, these players need to understand, both of them, when they come forward, it forces their opponent to hit a special passing shot and not just a regular shot. When people are on the run, the easiest shot to hit in the court is a very heavy, deep ball through the middle of the court. But when someone's standing there, it doesn't look so easy to you. A very good serve into the body at 101 miles an hour. Justine Henin probably anticipating the one to the tee. When that one comes into the body, it doesn't give you a lot of room, and you tend to make some errors on it. So a good comeback here by Sharapova to get things even at 2-all in the first set.
Aggressive point by Maria Sharapova, but she misses the forehand. Good return to serve. Justine Love. Out.
Going for the angle there off that forehand. With the top of the net, so Justine and Ardenne riding the ship here.
And as her fortunes turned in 2 games, we're now hearing the shriek building in decibels from Sharapova, who was silent in the first game.
Well, which could be a sign of nerves, and sometimes
totally.
you're not letting that emotion out that she normally does, holding on to it, possibly not breathing as normal as possible. I mean, what a huge moment for her. Another Grand Slam final at night, packed house. I don't care who you are and how many times you've done it. This is a special moment.
Oh, sure, and she's fully aware of it. She was excited about being there, but when you are there, having to hit tennis balls in the court against your opponent, 2 minutes of tightness. Bad play there by Sharapova. The easy hold for Aryna Ardenne. We're on serve at 3-2. Aryna Ardenne in the first set. She's telling us just this kind of a new technique that she's trying to improve her serve. We had heard that it had more to do with making her back a little more comfortable, which has been kind of an ongoing problem for her. It bothers her. So far, no problems on her serve. Sharapova beautifully in there. And a nice volley.
And for me, this is how Maria Sharapova is going to win this match tonight. She cannot stand on the baseline and hit 5 and 6 shots against Justine Henin. She is way too tenacious. And as much as we know that Maria Sharapova is one to be feisty and stick in there, she doesn't have the mobility that Justine Henin has. So she has to take the initiative early in the point.
The face.
And for me, when you're playing in a match of this magnitude and you're going forward and you're winning points at the net, or you're being aggressive and winning the points, that's what makes you feel good.
Good with her first ace. That's a good serve down the seat. Stretching on there. She missed the backhand.
Just took her eye off the ball a little bit there, and then Ardenne started running to that forehand side. So anticipated that Sharapova was going to hit it there. But I like the aggressive move again. Big serve down the tee at 111 miles an hour, looking to come forward behind it.
Good return from Aryna Ardenne. Well played. Point there for Justine to 30 all.
Understanding the importance of attacking the second serve, you can see she runs around the back end and rips the forehand inside out. And that type of shot really gives you a lot of easy balls off it. It was right on the baseline, so Sharapova just really defending right away.
Go for Aryna Ardenne. 30-30, game point for Sharapova. Even things at 3 all.
Now, if that had hit the net at Wimbledon, that would have gone over. But here at the US Open, it is that net is so tight that for it to drop over the net, you really have to get a little bit of luck on your side. There's a lack of footwork. Again, lifting the head up, not staying behind it and turning the shoulders and using the feet to hit the backhand. All arm. She hits the big serve. It was a 110-mile-an-hour serve. She has to expect that it's going to come back just as hard sometimes if Henin guesses where the serve is going to go. Beautiful serve out wide. 93 miles an hour, pulls Henin off of the court. Henin Arden has a very extreme forehand grip. So when you move her outside of the court like that, it's tough for her to hit that back through the court. She has to hit a tremendous angle. You'll see the players that play Henin will use that serve quite a bit.
Forehand error from Aryna Arden, but a good play from Sharapova, making a move along the baseline again. We all here were on serve in the first set. Best of 3 championship match. Winner with the US Open Championship.
A nice big $1 million check for the winner. And if Sharapova wins tonight,
An additional $500,000.
the US Open Series came in second behind Ana Ivanovic, who won the Canadian Open this year and did very well leading up to that tournament. So the cumulative points is what it's based on.
She's got 250,000 coming to her, even if she's runner-up.
And that's the move right there. Sharapova can step up and take advantage of some of these short balls and follow it in. Put the pressure on Henin.
About 15. Pulled her over to the tee. Sharapova's reply was long. 15 all. A much cleaner set to this point. The 8th game of the set from Aryna Arden that she was able to muster against Jankovic. She has to be happy she's off to a smoother start. Beautiful backhand. 30-15.
She wanted that same ball back. That was the Conchita Martinez move right there. She's like, I like that point. I want that ball back. I'll wait for it as long as I can. I haven't seen her do that. It was very interesting. See, that's what I always wondered about people that wanted that ball back. Now what do they do?
She doesn't want that one now. Took another. Conchita Martinez will hold up play to make sure the ball got back to her. She didn't hit that half volley well at all, Sharapova. She was a sitting duck.
When she hits that forehand return here, she leaves the court wide open by going to the forehand. You really have to cover a lot more ground. When you hit that forehand inside out, you don't have to cover quite as much ground. Even though Justine was moving to that forehand there, she had a lot of room to hit the ball into.
A beautiful shot from Aryna Arden. Excellent service game for her to 4-3 here in the first set. I encourage you to stay tuned. In most parts of the world, you'll be able to see that. Maria Sharapova serving now 3-4. We're on serve.
And as I said earlier, Tim, very important. Maria Sharapova has that type of service motion that when she gets her rhythm, she can really hit her spots extremely well. And earlier this year, when she won the tournament in Miami on hard court at Tier 1, and when she won the tournament not long ago in San Diego, she was serving huge.
And here, a good tournament. Going to continue. Best tournament that I've seen her serve from consistently match to match, and she was tight at the beginning. We spotted that. She struggled a bit through her first service game, but it's gotten better and better.
And it's something that she works on tremendously hard. I see her on the practice court all the time. best forehands I've seen from Sharapova. Really staying turned this time and finishing the forehand, finishing through it, staying through it. You see there, the racket finishes over her shoulder. She doesn't come out of it like she normally does, and that's when she's going to hit her forehand well. And that shows me a lot of confidence. Interesting, throwing in a 90-mile-an-hour serve there. Maybe she thinks, look, Henin Arden's a long way behind the court. So if I can throw in a couple of slower ones just to mix things up a little bit. And that, again, shows her confidence and that she's using her head. A 98-mile-an-hour slider down the tee, and when you're that far behind the baseline, that ball's not coming to you like it is when it's 110 miles an hour. And you see Justine Henin is just reaching out for that forehand and shanking it because it's not coming at her at the pace that she expects. So not only is Maria serving well, but she's using her head out here.
We're all on serve with a good hold by Sharapova. Deep reply, and Arden had to react quickly and dumps it in the net. Good service return from Sharapova.
First serve.
Arden, no doubt, trying for a little more there. 103 miles an hour. Left service. And Maria moving better at that time. Got her feet going. Got a way to give herself a shot at that body serve. Lines up with a point. Love 30. A little chance here.
And Henin, in my opinion, overplaying now, not getting out of the way when the ball's at her body. So that shows me she's not moving her feet as well and possibly a little bit more nervous. We'll see if Sharapova steps in and gives this one a crack, or if she just elects to make Henin make the mistake. Another good body serve there. Cannot underestimate that type of serve, especially on somebody like Maria, who is a very tall girl, has big strokes. When that ball gets in there into the body, it's difficult to do anything special with it. Now this is where you have to be careful as a player. Do I go to the body again? If Maria's anticipating that, it could be trouble. The bigger, more aggressive player right now has given herself 2 breakpoint opportunities to possibly serve for the first set here at the US Open final. Really just telling you to relax. Trust me, I think he's as nervous as she is, no question.
More so. That he wasn't reading about an hour before the match. Starting to chew his fingernails. It's long.
And a champion point from Henin Arden there. 115 miles an hour, her biggest serve of the match. Senses that she has Sharapova all over the place and rips the forehand.
Still down to break point.
Again, going for the body serve. You know, sometimes it's so frustrating when you break point down and you've hit the same serve and it hits the net, and now you're thinking, okay, what do I do with this serve? Because now she knows where I'm going to go with it. Do I do something different? A lot of mind games out there right now. And a late call.
Sharapova was coming in. She didn't need to get there, but no doubt Arden was aware of her. She will now serve for the first set.
Because if they look nervous and they look stressed, trust me, that translates onto the court and onto your shoulders.
Ball is on a racket here for the first set. If she can hold, she'll take that lead into set number 2. That's a great play. Better than average serve and a terrific forehand behind it.
And that right there, as a player, when you're serving for a set, that feels so good to get that first point, not on a mistake, but on a really good point.
On the backhand side, it was a good serve nonetheless.
Well, I think she wanted to go cross court on that and thought, wow, I think I can hit the winner down the line, get a bit of an easier point.
Facing a player that's been in 9 finals out of 12 tour events this year. She's 5-3 in winning those finals. Previous 8. Good. Should be put away. Very well done. Got to be extra careful with those.
Trust me, Tim, nothing's an easy shot at this moment. Especially in the lights, this was hit really high in the air. She had to stay patient, keep the feet moving,
Smart to let it bounce.
Absolutely. And Henin Arden guessed the right way, but just too good there from Sharapova.
30-15. A little much there on the forehand. 30 all. 2 points from the set still. She's off away from there. Do a little spin around and prepare again for the next service here.
I think if she had that one again, she'd hit it to the back and then come in instead of trying to hit the forehand winner. That was the one she did earlier in the set. She made an error. The one that's been successful is the inside-out forehand and moving into the net behind it.
30 all, second serve at 5-4. Great shot. Huge forehand. And, I don't think she's missed a forehand down that line.
When she's moved in behind it.
She's been very solid, and when a shot goes away for her, it's usually the forehand. It's common with a lot of players, of course. But and watch very carefully at during the Mauresmo match. She was really solid on her forehand for the entire match. It was not a problem for her at all. So she brings that confidence in tonight. She's got a set point here and a second serve.
How many times does that happen on a set point, a match point? It's a let.
A let. It was a let.
Beautiful serve. First set. Sharapova.
First set to Maria Sharapova.
Beautiful.
Well, Justine Henin Arden is in her 4th Grand Slam final of the year. It's the first for Maria since Wimbledon when she won in 2004. She's up a set.
It does throw an extra bit of added spice into the match, no question.
Arden was down a set to Jankovic in the semifinal and came back to win that match. A long way to go when you're out there against her. Nobody knows that better than Maria. She's lost 4 out of 5 to her, so she knows she's got to keep the hammer down as best she can against this great competitor across from her. But these are 2 of the fiercest, maybe the fiercest competitors on the tour. Got it. They might bend, but they don't buckle. Really love Henin Arden.
No, these 2, as you said, 2 of the most competitive people you'll ever meet in your life. Nothing is going to be given to each other tonight.
Good serve. Over. Henin Arden serving so much better tonight than she did in the first half of her match against Jankovic. Incredible difference. So
Yeah, there's only one double fault on the screen right now for her, and there was many more than that yesterday.
Just get there. Got to snap that forehand. 40-15.
But the thing that I've noticed really from 2-love in the first set is that the tennis has been excellent. There's not a lot of unforced errors really from both girls. Maria Sharapova, if anything, has just stepped up her game a little bit and has been more aggressive and serving a little bit bigger when it's counted in that first set. 71% of first serves in for Maria in that first set, 58.
She's been right around 70% through the tournament. It's obviously made a big difference. It's the best tournament that I've seen her serve. Really a kind of a quantum leap in her consistency and in addition to her power. And of course, that's a huge weapon.
And Tim, that comes from a tremendous amount of hard work.
Oh, yes. She's willing to put it in. You know, she says she hates to practice. She says that.
She hates to practice, but she practices
exactly.
so much.
Right, and that's just dedication to being the best tennis player, not just the most covers that she can be on as a Lambert girl. That's long, well long. And then old for the opening game of the second set.
And I'll stress it over and over that Sharapova, the little move when she hits the forehand to come into the net is what is going to make her win this match tonight. It's going to allow her to put pressure on Henin at all times. And you see the first serve percentage there from Sharapova. I mean, when it comes to a 4-all game and you're serving your high percentage and serving better, which Maria did to win that set with 2 great serves at deuce, it allowed her to step up and be confident in those situations to win the set.
I'm surprised to see her. She wins the set with the -3 ratio winners to unforced, but there's not a big number of either. 10 winners, 13 unforced, probably about 4 or 5 more. Unforced errors, but some of those came in those first couple of games when she was tight.
Well, and a lot of things that they don't show are the forced errors.
Yes, right.
The shots where they've hit such a great shot and a player will miss it into the net, not due to just lack of confidence or lack of focus, just too good a shot that's come at them.
Love Sharapova, that's long, make it 30 love. Continues to trouble Aryna Sabalenka. She's not giving her a lot to really strike at on first serve.
Well, the thing that she's doing really well on the serve is changing the pace, especially to the forehand. That one at 101 miles an hour. So the difference of 10 miles an hour when you're swinging at the ball, it's kind of like in baseball when the pitchers throw the change-up. You'll see great players just completely swing at the ball because they're not expecting it. And you have a millisecond to try and guess where a serve's going and what it's going to do. It's very easy to miss it.
It's her third for the match. It's got 2 aces against that.
But also that tends to show me the confidence that she feels in her serve. The first serve that she missed was 116 miles an hour, and then that one was 97 miles an hour. So she's deciding that I'm in control of what I'm doing out here on my serve. And even if I have to double fault, every now and again I'm going to continue to hit it.
Justine unhappy with that forehand, and I guess because that backhand of hers is so great that if something's going to go wrong, as it is with other players, it's on the forehand side. She's having a little problem with that forehand now.
It's amazing how many girls in the top 10 or top 20 in the world where their backhands are much better than their forehands.
There are 2 doubles in the game. Bad miss. She's mad.
Well, she knows that the forehand's the weaker side and she's going to get mistakes from it. But you also cannot hit them horribly all the time. And I think right there she was kind of hitting the serve and trying to get back and be ready for the next shot. You have to hit the serve first.
That's a good one.
Sharapova.
Over toward the tee, and a good serve for 1-all in the second set.
Now, if I was Henin's coach, I would be telling her to stand a little bit closer to the baseline. That you are making way too many errors off of that forehand simply because the serve is not getting to you at the pace that you expect. You just see where she stands on behind the baseline when Sharapova is serving, a long way behind the baseline. And when you're serving and you see that, you think, wow, if I can get a little bit of angle on this serve, it's really going to be moving away and it's going to be further and further away from her, and she's not going to be able to attack me. Gives you a lot of confidence. You see where Maria's standing right on the baseline.
About 15 seconds serve here on Sharapova. This is on the forehand.
Now the thing about standing a little closer to the baseline, well, that's the move, that's not the baseline. But
and that's not the tennis ball.
That's beautiful. But the thing when you stand a little bit closer to the baseline is when somebody hits the serve into your body, you don't quite have the ability to swing free at the return. So there are definite fors and againsts depending on where you stand on the court. But as a returner, you have to be aware of where they're serving. And I think Henin has to be aware of that's the serve that's hurting you. And if you're Maria, she has to recognize that she's getting a lot of cheap points from jamming that serve into her body. So possibly take a step back.
30-15 in Ardennes. 1-all in the second, down the set to Sharapova. Wide. 15.
A couple of forehands in this game that I think Sharapova would like to take back. 6 unforced errors only in 2.5 games here from Sharapova, and I think most of them on the forehand.
Good serve from Justine. The hold for 2-1 here in the second set, but Sharapova has a set in hand.
And then again, it's 2-1. Second set.
Again in 2002 to Daniela Antipova before winning the title in 2003. And she had 2 tough ones there at the end of the quarters. Meskina, Capriati, and then beat Clijsters in the final. 2004, again another round of 16 against losing to Nadia Petrova.
And who could forget that semi-final match against Jennifer Capriati?
Oh yeah, it was terrific. Last year she lost in the round of 16 to Mary Pierce. That's a stop volley from Maria Sharapova. I'm always a little bit surprised to see her have success at the net with shots like that, frankly, because it's not her strength. Again, she practices everything, but she doesn't have the great instincts for it. But, you know, she's still been delivering. She's had 3 or 4 little half volley winner earlier in the set. A couple of other volley winners, a high one, and a little stop volley there. I mean, she's definitely improved in all departments. Oh, yes. She's right where you wanted her there, Renee.
Well, again, I just think it's so important for her to continue to move forward because it's a positive move for her. She's serving 105 miles an hour there, again down the tee, setting up the short return. Come in behind it, put some pressure on Henin. She has a good overhead. She has great swinging volleys.
Oh, yes. That's a real killer shot. Pretty low.
Now, I'm convinced in that situation right there, that Henin Ardennes missing a backhand that badly because I think that she was anticipating Sharapova coming in behind that. Takes her eye off the ball and misses horribly on that backhand, which is something you very rarely see her do.
Game point. Gets 2-all here in the second. there. I thought what you were looking for, Renee, that she was going to hit that forehand inside out, come in behind it.
Well, she started to make the move and then stopped right there. It was always going to be a difficult volley, but still, she could have probably let it bounce and hit it. Instead, got caught in no man's land and decided, wow, I'm in trouble here. Electing to hit it. Really not a good shot with the drop shot.
40-15 still. And a commanding service game going. Now she's got second serve here. Oh, yes. Wow. I mean, you had to like Justine's play. It was the right play. Good return. Excellent shot from Sharapova.
Beautiful. This was a great shot from Henin. Probably could have been a little bit deeper. When you don't get it deep enough, it allows your opponent to get a little bit more angle on it. And in that circumstance, beat her with the angle. And Henin wasn't at the net to be able to make a volley on that. So, good shot there from Sharapova, not to panic.
2-all second set. Sharapova won the first 6-4. Good.
Well, a great point there from both girls, and Aryna must have been asking the question to herself, wow, was that in? Should I question it? No, keep playing the point. And some super backhands there from Henin. Right now. I mean, that ball was right on the baseline, was able to get it back deep. Look at how deep that was, but still Sharapova with the whipping forehand cross-court. I mean, the confidence is just huge right now from Sharapova.
5-1 in the winners in the second set. One winner from Henin through 4 games. Pretty odd. Tapped her in the corner, came right back with that backhand.
Again, that may have looked like an easy shot, but at 2-all in the second set and down a set already, that would have put her down in the game if she had lost that point. So, Henin showing her champion qualities, being aggressive. I mean, she has to be aggressive. Sharapova, given any opportunity right now, is going to be.
Forehand that time from Aryna.
It's good to see both girls taking the opportunity. As soon as they get the short one, to hit that inside-out forehand and come in.
Good serve. Excellent serve from Justine Henin. Gave herself a fist bump for that one. A satisfying hole. 3-2 in the second. Transmit the message that she ought to take a bathroom break after the third set, after the second set, or the third. Maria serving now. 2-3 in the second set. There's a set to hand against Henin. French Open champion this year, Justine. Forehand error from Sharapova. Fourth and final of the Grand Slam season for Henin. Quite an achievement.
That was a little bit tight, that forehand. That was the first one I've seen from her in a while. Coming up out of it, showing her emotions after missing it, not being quite as aggressive.
Good serve.
A huge 111-mile-an-hour serve out wide. which always tends to be a little less on the gun. You serve down the tee, you seem to get a little bit more miles per hour on your serve. So when it's that hard out wide, very difficult for a one-hander, or for anyone in that matter, to control that kind of a serve. Exactly what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter. It's a final of the Grand Slam. That's a shot Justine Henin will make 20 out of 20 times in regular circumstances. But not a great volley, but it's just the presence of somebody that you have to hit this well. You have to hit a winner on it. The difference there, if Maria had been on the baseline, she probably would have made that forehand, and she knows how big an error that was.
30-15. Well placed, deep and hard from Sharapova. 30-15. Ton of confidence being shown by this woman tonight, this 19-year-old.
And Henin's got to start thinking, what have I got to do here? She stood in a little bit further there. She's trying to cut off that serve that we were talking about. Makes a great return, still loses the point.
She's being outplayed. It's that simple, although the match is so close at this point that you can still turn it around. It's not that she's being routed, but she is being outplayed. She gets a little luck, gets a few errors, return.
I was saying how difficult that usually is here at the US Open, and it's such a tight net. But the difference was there with that one, it hit on top of the net. Yeah. So the chances of it going over are a lot better.
Longest rally of the match.
And what a point.
Won by Henin. A lot of great shots. Sharapova wanted to get around on the forehand for the last one. She wasn't quite able to get set. Wound up dumping into the net, but that was an exciting point. Big save by Sharapova on one right behind the baseline.
You know she knows how big that point was. That could be a turning point in her opinion, because Sharapova really played a great point again, hit the inside-out point, came in, and Henin made a fantastic backhand down the line passing shot that Sharapova was still able to get.
That is key to me. Twice now in the last 2 points, where she's lost a point, having played well, but losing the point. She comes back with a big serve. Both of them happen to the aces.
And that's what we were talking about. Henin standing back there saying, what do I have to do?
Game point again for Sharapova.
That was 114 down the tee.
It's long. Looks like we'll get away from her. Tough service game here for Sharapova. Back to deuce.
Now, having run that backhand down and hit such a great passing shot, is that going to force Sharapova to think that she has to hit it even better? And maybe that's why she missed that last forehand. Important for her to continue to keep hitting the same shot.
Got the line.
Beautiful serving from Sharapova under pressure. Now, from my standpoint as a player, as well as I'm hitting it on the deuce side here, it's not the important point. The important point's this one. I want the free point here. So we'll see what kind of a serve she can muster on game point.
Not bad. And a big come on for that one as she stayed in charge of the point right from the serve. She's even at 3 here. No breaks in this second set thus far. Third service game from Sharapova.
And this is kind of the situation that Henin usually does to people. She kind of hangs around and hangs around when she gets down in a point or down in a game where it's close. The big serve comes out, the great tenacious running down the balls, forcing her opponents into mistakes, hitting winners, and they think to themselves, what do I have to do? And tonight, that's completely being flipped around, and Sharapova is asserting herself as that person.
Again, we just reiterate their past matches at 4-1 in favor of Justine Henin. They haven't played since early this year. Played twice early, Australian Open and Dubai. Sharapova is quite a different player. Long, as she was earlier this year. Time out with a couple of injuries, one an ankle, the other a shoulder problem. So both of them missed some time during the season. Sharapova's made a great advancement in her playing ability in this year, I believe.
Well, since that loss, those 2 losses to Henin, she has since won 2 tier 1s as well on hard court. Tier 1 events are our highest level of WTA events outside of the Grand Slams on our regular tour. She won in Miami, which is almost like a Grand Slam. It's a sort of a 2-week event. And you see Henin just rushing that back in again. And then about 5 weeks ago in San Diego, where she beat Kim Clijsters in the final. Clijsters really the hottest player on hard court, usually over the summer.
That's a great serve from Henin. Trying to turn things around here. Rolls one down the tee, 113, 30-15. 2 fierce competitors. Very good serve on the air from Sharapova on the return.
Just didn't quite finish on that forehand again. Came up out of it a little bit, and that's when the ball tends to fly. When you're all at home and you wonder why you're hitting the ball out, it's because you need to follow through on the forehand. When you follow through on the ball, that's what gives you the control. It gives you the spin. You look at someone like a Nadal or a Federer who just accelerate so much on their ground strokes.
Wide. I like that. She took a little off both of those shots to Sharapova. Didn't try to really pound them, but they were nice and deep. And Henin trying to make the big shot, winds up knocking it out.
Well, Henin, not a tall girl, only 5'5", maybe on a good day.
Yeah. So
those high balls, they're sometimes effective, but you have to be careful. You cannot play them over and over because she's so aggressive with them. She gets well inside the baseline and just releases everything on top of them.
Game point for 4-3, a second serve for Henin. Nail-biting set. No breaks. Way out with the second serve.
And only the second one of the entire match, considering that about this stage yesterday, we'd seen about 10 to 12 double faults from her. So only the second one and the first one of the set. Could be a telling double fault, that one.
First serve percentage of 59% in the set, 55 for the match, which is not great. It's not horrible, but it's not great. Knocks her down.
With the good
great
finish.
Point.
Sorry, Tim, on the forehand there with the return, impressive finishing. And Sharapova makes good contact and releases the forehand. That's when she hits it really well. So she's tight. We're going to see if she can do it here.
Huge. Second serve, and Justine swats that with a little anger. She's got to have something good on her second serve here, because she's down a break and a set. Deep shot, forehand error, deuce.
It's amazing as tennis players and coaches and husbands and everyone, it's amazing what your mind can do to you in certain situations. If that had been, say, 15-all in the first set, she probably would have made that forehand. She knows the magnitude of that point. Got a little nervous on that forehand.
Henin pressing on her first serve, trying to back up Sharapova. She missed that by 2 feet. Come on, Leighton Hewitt style from Maria. Another break point.
I love it, the intensity of both of these players out here. And Sharapova just saying, come on. After that excitement, you have to try and calm your nerves, keep your feet moving, stay focused.
3 break points she's had. Third one here, and the second serve to look at.
Maybe not. Has there been one challenge tonight?
There was one very early.
There it is.
Sharapova up a set and a break now. Late in the second set. 4 games to 3. Brought his daughter over from Siberia, literally, to Bradenton, Florida as a child. And she grew up learning to play tennis under the tutelage there of the voluntary coaching staff, and now in pursuit of her second Grand Slam in the Big Apple. What it would mean here for this young woman who's now up to $19–20 million in endorsements. This is the glamour capital of the universe, and for her to win it here just adds all of that kind of glory as well. But trust me, as Renee will back me up, what matters to her is being the best woman tennis player in the world. Good start here in this game.
Tonight, she has absolutely proven herself on a big stage again in the Grand Slam final. She's getting back a lot of the Henin shots that usually sometimes she'll make a mistake on. And then when she's getting the opportunity, she's hitting the big shots, the big serves, the big forehands, coming in every now and again, putting pressure on.
The overall style of play tonight has been as aggressive as you said at the outset it needed to be against a player of the stature of Justine Henin. I'm not referring to her physical stature.
Well, she's an imposing figure on the tennis court, even though she's small.
Yeah. There's an attitude and a presence out there that she's earned, and it is intimidating. Right.
The defense, though, from Sharapova, those balls are very deep in Henin. Not rushing, not trying to play outside of herself right now, realizing that she is hitting the ball better than Henin is.
Well, she's got Henin on the run. It's usually the other way around with most of Henin's opponents.
Well, when you're serving at 75% in this set alone on first serves, that certainly makes a difference, especially for Maria Sharapova.
An ace for 5-3. She is a game away from the U.S. Open Championship. Dominating performance that's gotten stronger with each game of the match and almost with every point.
Now this is where all of the hours in the practice court, all of those, the sweat and the yelling at one another, the Yuri, one more serve, Maria, one more serve until you get it right. This is where it shows. In a Grand Slam final, stepping up to give herself a 5-3 lead with a 98-mile-an-hour serve ace down the tee.
That's just too good in every sense of the term.
And again, remember all of those hours. Remember how many forehands we've hit down the line. Don't try and play outside of yourself. Detach from the outcome of this game and play the shots like you would if you were standing on a back court somewhere here practicing for 3 hours. And if you can do that in these moments, that's when champions are born.
Blood, sweat, and tears all paying off. Aryna Sharapova, who is now 3 points away from her second Grand Slam. Arden keeping her out there, 15 all.
Sharapova looking at that ball. Oh, should I challenge? Should I challenge? This is such a big point. You want it to be out so bad, and it's well inside the court. A fantastic shot from Henin, just hanging in, knowing herself how hard it is to win a Grand Slam title, and the nerves she knows, they're just streaming out of Sharapova right now. So her goal is to stay in this match. Important for her not to give away anything free right now. Make Sharapova earn it. Because she knows, having won many Grand Slams in her career, winning that last point is not easy. Your arm gets heavy, your feet get heavy, your heart feels like it's going to jump out of your chest.
Loose to the backhand. They've had only a handful of really bad errors. Shanks and missing big time.
Yeah, considering how aggressive she's been this whole match. Only 11 unforced errors in this set, which may seem like a lot, but she's really going for it. And 3 in this game.
Ace. For the hold for Arden, so Aryna Sharapova will have to serve for the match, which she'll do when we return.
5 games to 4. Second set.
The first point of this game, other than the match point in my opinion, to win the match is the biggest point. Sharapova needs to get off to a good start in this game. Sharapova has to try and cut out all the noise right now and just play the point like she has been every time she's gotten up to serve tonight. Difficult to do. The urgency right now of Justine Henin, you can just feel it. She's running down every ball. She's trying to make the ball a little bit more aggressive than she has. She knows, I need to get off to a good start in this game or I'm gone.
Love 15. Excellent serve. 101 down the tee.
All night long, that serve down the tee has won her so many service games. 101, not a huge serve again. Henin standing a long way behind the baseline. By the time that ball actually gets to her, her racket is covering the ball. She's hitting way too many of them into the net.
Another big serve. Oh, what a drive.
Forehand.
The serve set it up. She got a weak reply. No hesitation, no insecurity.
And this is the forehand, the one all night, inside out. If I can continue to hit this shot right here, I'm going to be a US Open champion. Good serve, good forehand.
30-15.
Oh, that is a huge mistake from Henin to allow Sharapova now serve for the match with 2 match points.
14-15.
Again, very important for Sharapova to cut out all the noise and play at this point. Don't rush.
Sharapova is the U.S. Open champion. It's sinking in. He wanted it so badly. Her second Grand Slam title. This one at the age of 19. Now wants to get to her dad, get some security help over there. Her mom doesn't come to these matches. She can't deal with it. I'm not sure Yuri can either, but he comes.
Maria Sharapova, Justine Henin. Let's hear it for these three girls. It's now my pleasure to introduce the chairman of the board and the president of the USTA, Franklin Johnson.
Thank you very much, Dick. What a magical evening it has been. I think both of our finalists are great players and great champions. I want to particularly call to your attention the incredible record this year that Justine has had. She's won the French Open and she's been in the finalists of all the other Grand Slams. That's quite an achievement. And Maria Sharapova, you've shown us just some incredible tennis tonight. Just amazing ability. And on behalf of the USTA and its members and tennis fans around the world, I want to congratulate Maria Sharapova for becoming our 2006 U.S. Open Women's Champion. And I know that all of our sold-out New York crowd want to give a round of applause to both of our finalists for a great match.
Thank you, Franklin. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2006 runner-up of the U.S. Open Championship, Justine Henin. Yeah, Mr. Johnson saluted you on something that has been accomplished only 7 times in the Open era. A woman able to make it to the finals of all 4 Grand Slam finals. You have to be very proud of what you've accomplished.
It's been a great season for me. I just want to congratulate Maria. She played great tennis these last 2 weeks and she really deserves a victory.
You had your game plan. You had your strategy set. She just didn't give you any great points.
Yeah, she's been a real fighter tonight. She played a better tennis. The best player won tonight, and she really deserved it. And I hope I'll have another chance in the future.
All right, we'll see you next year. Justine Henin. On behalf of the USTA Chief Executive of Professional Tennis, Arlen Kantarian will present the runner-up trophy. Arlen.
Great match. Tremendous year. New York crowd loves it.
Here she is, 19 years young, the United States Open champion, Maria Sharapova. Well, you're Russian, and you indicated your pride in being Russian, but you know what? In this arena tonight, you're very American.
Thank you, guys. This is an amazing honor. I'm so happy that it's here in New York, in my favorite city in the world, and in front of the best fans.
You said at the start, when you talked to Mary Jo Fernandez, that you had to be patient and you had to serve smart. You carried out the game plan.
Well, I figured I lost the last 4 times I played against Justine, so everything that I did in the last four times, I had to flip it 360 and do the total opposite. And that's just what I tried to do today. But she's had some amazing results, and I want to congratulate you on your amazing career, especially this year, and getting to all the finals of the Grand Slams.
And so, when you ran to find Papa Yuri and give him the hug, can you express the feelings?
I love Daddy. Thank you, Daddy. I would like to say many things. I hope you guys have a few minutes. First and foremost, I would like to thank Billie Jean King for being such an amazing woman, and without her, we would not be here standing today. What she's done for our sport and what she's done for women is absolutely incredible, and I've looked up to her since I was a little girl, and I'm absolutely honored that Tennis Center was named after her, and thank you, Billie Jean.
Maria competed in the U.S. Open Series and was second overall, and so she earns a little bonus as well. $1.2 million for winning the championship, and the bonus is $500,000, $1.7 million evening. Congratulations.
Thank you. Without Billie Jean, this would not be possible.
To present the winner's prize money check is the chairman of J.P. Morgan Chase, Mr. Bill Harrison. Bill?
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Great match.
And for the championship trophy, Franklin Johnson. Oh, there it is.
Oh! How many times have we seen that happen over the years?
First unforced error tonight. Here they are, Justine Henin and Maria Sharapova. Thank you, ladies, for a great championship.